Raghu, can we also control this deletion not based on workflow, but just based on employees' roles? Like if you have that, if a person has an access to delete.
Oh yeah. Correct. Let me show you. I forgot to show you that. Let me show you 1 second. Let me check this. And
okay.
No guys, I don't think so. It is activated your audit trial. Let me activate that and I'll show you the log, guys, how it looks like. It will log like all the basic your login details, what action that you are taking in the system, and the timestamp. All those details you will be able to see, guys. If you go to your permission to show you that the permission where you will grant around your data management. If you go to your permission roles. Let me select any of this role. Permissions. Just yeah, manage data purge. You can see here, manage data purge. This is the option. Let me find it out where it is. Yeah, manage data purge. Yeah, this is the permission that will grant you the access to create a new purge request and who are supposed to approve the data purge request in the SuccessFactors Employee Central module, guys.
So if we don't want this approval workflow and directly whoever has the access to create purge request and can they just go ahead and delete it without getting approved?
No. Your approval process is a mandatory thing as far as I remember, Smita. Without approval, right, you cannot trigger it. At least you need to put something over there in the approval field. 1 second. Yeah. As far as I remember, it is a mandatory thing. Otherwise, it doesn't work, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, this thing you can see here. Without that, I don't think it will work.
Oh, so here you can just add whoever you want the person to be approved. But then it has to go to the inbox of that approver and then he has to see it and then approve it, right? It
Exactly. Yeah, correct. Like you are not supposed to delete the data, right, without approvals.
Yeah, but if you have, like in SAP, if you have that access to delete it, then if you have that authorization, then you can do it, right?
I don't think so. Here it works in the same fashion. Let me select one employee. I'm not pretty sure about that because usually like we don't delete any data, guys. We'll just keep it as it is. Let me say without doing this, let me launch it. You can see here must have at least one approver. Correct. I remember that this is a mandatory thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the other thing that we are going to start working on today is like the metadata framework. Yes. I'll start it like because probably like we'll not be able to complete that today, but most probably like in tomorrow's session we'll be able to complete that. But I'll show you. I'll start you like the sequence of implementation things that you need to follow with respect to your metadata framework. And yes, we already started working on the couple of things with respect to your metadata framework, the rules engine, the generic objects, all these things are going to fall under the metadata framework, guys. And yes, your metadata framework is a new concept and it's more like a SuccessFactors platform that will allow the users or basically the consultants to go ahead and define new database objects. You can create your own custom objects, guys. Configure those object relationships and create rules around those objects, create workflows around those objects, and it's like a basically you can define your own custom applications, guys, using the metadata framework. Okay, and yes, you can go ahead and build your own user interfaces, basically like the screens or the views, whatever we are talking about, right? All those things you can build using your metadata framework, guys. And you can add, let me show you like what are the different things that you need to activate in your provisioning system with respect to the metadata framework. Go to your company settings. You have to activate your generic objects, guys. Where it is? Yeah, you can see here your generic objects is the base for your metadata framework, guys. And I don't think so we have any other switch for metadata framework. Yeah. These are reports, guys. No need to worry about that. You see here, there is a limitation around your how many number of custom MDF objects that you can create in your system. And right now it is set to 25, guys. You can see here. Yeah. You can limit your number of custom objects that you can create, number of custom generic objects that you can create using the MDF concept. Yes, you can go ahead and set those permissions, guys. Basically the limitation, it's not permissions, guys. Yeah.
Raghu, what is this ECHCP?
No, it's an addition of your SuccessFactors license, guys. What license that you have with your SuccessFactors implementation, whether you are using the Enterprise Edition or Professional Edition. You see here, it's not Professional Edition that you don't see here, but usually these are the options that comes up with your ECSQ is nothing but all the professional services consultants, they'll get this ECSQ, and Enterprise Edition is the one that customers basically they use it, guys. Enterprise is the most prominent or like most predominantly used by the end clients, and the standard edition, it's got like certain limitations around the standard edition where you don't see the similar kind of functionality that you see in the this ECSQ and Enterprise Edition, guys. Basically, it all depends on the license fees, what license fee that you want to pay, and what are the features that you are interested in getting around your SuccessFactors license. So only one switch that you need to activate with your metadata framework is the generic objects, guys. Make sure your generic objects is activated and you are good to go ahead and configure the metadata framework, guys. And yes, say you have a requirement where you want to add, let me take the requirement, guys. Say if you have a requirement where you have to add a custom object, and this custom object should be hooked as a new view to the employee, guys. So this is your requirement, and so the first thing is like you have to create a new object, right? So where you are going to create a new object in your metadata framework is like once you activate this thing in your provisioning system, go ahead and make sure that you have permissions to the metadata framework, guys. Let me go to the permission roles, and any feature, guys, you have the associated permissions that needs to be granted to the employees who are going to work on that particular feature or that particular functionality, guys. So that is the reason always we come at the RBP to make sure we have the permissions required to do that particular action in your employee central system. Yeah, you can see here metadata foundation objects miscellaneous, not this one, guys. See here, all these things. Yes, you can go ahead and you see under metadata framework, these are the different things available to you. Yes, we have seen the manage data, and we have seen the configure object definitions, business rules we have seen, and manage business configuration, UI, manage positions, manage sequence. These are the different things that we already seen, guys. And yes, in order to create a new custom object, you have to go to something called as configure object definitions, guys. You see here, configure object definitions. Let me go there. So you already have those permissions, guys. I'm just showing you what is the required permissions, but because this is a system administrator role, right? This has already granted the permissions, but I just want to show you the correct permission that you need to activate for each of the functionality that we are discussing in these sessions, guys. Let me go back to the administration tools. configure object definitions. This is the option, and you can see all the existing objects you can see here, guys. Under the object definition, you can search for the existing generic. All these are generic objects, guys, which are under your metadata framework, guys. Let's say if you want to create your own object definition, or if you want to create your own new custom object, let's say you can see here, this is the custom code. What is the code that you want? Let's say my object is a custom underscore emp underscore training, employee training details, and let's say effective dated. Let's say I don't want to use effective date here, or you can go to the basic. Status is active, and you can see here if you want to assign some workflow routing to this particular object, yes, you can go ahead and route some. You can go ahead and assign some workflow here, guys. You can always come back and here add these things, but yes, if you want to add it, right, you can go ahead and add it, guys. These are the different fields that you want to see on the screen with respect to this object. Yes, you can go ahead and add those fields. Let's say I want to add a field called as like a and it's a string. Let's find string. Let me say. Let me keep it as number. You have all this data type. Let me add this field to this object definition, guys. And okay, let me select this. Let's say miscellaneous permissions. Let me click on save as. There is no field custom EMP training in cust EMP training. Oh, okay. One second, guys. Call as cast EMP training in cast training object definition.